We are Exmortus and you're watching the Age of Metal.
Hello everyone, this is Miguel with the Age of Metal, and definitely I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona, outside in the back of Joe's Grotto with the guys of Exmortus that graces with their presence once more. Finish a great show tonight, and well, you guys been touring non-stop pretty much since the beginning of the year. I mean, how has been this part of the tour? Because I mean, you guys did a part with Dark Tranquility, then a little bit more dates with Lynch King, and now with Destruction. Yeah. How's been this part of the tour? And are you guys visiting, kind of like revisiting venues? Or just being kind of different?
A couple of them, yeah. Bluebird, Denver, we're going to go play there again. Cool spot.
Fufune's Electrics in Montreal, Canada.
Those for sure, yeah.
And how has been the response of the crowd? I mean, you feel that you guys is expanding your fan base, or how has been that worked for you so far?
Oh yeah, definitely expanding our fan base. Like before the tour, we were just kind of just doing everything DIY and just kind of just playing whatever shows we could get, or kind of set up ourselves, and we I think overlooked a lot of the advertising and kind of like getting on top of like, I don't know, you know what I mean, promoting the band a little smarter.
Yes.
And so playing these shows in front of like bigger crowds, like it's been good to really get exposure for the band. It seems like we're making a lot of new fans. A lot of people are like, dude, we didn't even know you guys were playing. We didn't know you guys existed until you said what band you were. So I think that's a good thing. It's a really good, that's a good sign, yeah.
Which one has been the best crowd, I mean, all around over those 3 tours?
Honestly, every crowd has been amazing. Like, it's like we go there, we didn't know what to expect because it's just like, I guess we're a little bit different from, both bands. Yeah. But, yeah, everything's been well received.
Okay, with this tour, as big as it is, and, all this time on the road, what do you guys do for entertainment in the meantime that you guys are in the downtime?
We have an acoustics and shit. We just jam out usually on the road.
So do you guys ride on the road or not?
Well, you know what, honestly, like this whole tour, like, because only me and Conan drive. Okay. So it's funny because David's like, he'll play guitar for entertainment, and me and Conan are just worried that the band's not going to explode.
Okay.
So our entertainment, like all our entertainment's different, you know what I mean? Yes. Like depending on like what we have to.
Okay. So, that's what happens. We've had band problems, and they had to worry about it. And I just fucking sit around and play guitar. That's like,
we for sure blast our.
That's my fault. That's my bad.
No, but it's all fun. I mean, it's not fun, but it's a story. You know what I mean? The thing is, like, we're safe, and we're being smart about it. We're not like going 70, 80 miles an hour. You know what I mean, with van problems. But long story short, like, yeah, we all have different things.
Gotcha.
Different things.
Well, what do you guys do when you are not on tour? When you are kind of like stopped? When you are back in Wither?
What was the question?
What you guys do when you are off tour? Back in California and in Wither?
We still play. We practice and we just jam out. And
yeah, like we were on a schedule of trying to play every weekend anywhere we could go.
Okay.
And then practicing like 3 times a week.
Okay.
And then eating fucking pizza. And that was pretty much what we would do.
Okay.
So it's kind of, we always kind of just try to be like, it's always been part of our lives, I guess. Really,
Alright.
yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, Enslaved to the Sword came out almost a month ago, and it has had very huge and a good reception so far. What happened on this record that didn't happen on Beyond Fall of Time?
Well, I mean, there's like a lot of factors. The label that we were on was going through problems, and it was pretty much like, yeah, we don't have enough money to put a record out, and we didn't have money to put a record out, so we kind of rushed on a lot of stuff. Like, I think writing wise, production wise, I think like the songs are good, but I think with Slave to the Sword, we took the time to kind of like, we were saying like earlier about doing the DIY stuff,
Yeah.
like we would be playing every weekend, and like we were focusing a lot on the live show, and never really like on records and stuff like that. And I kind of feel like now that we've been trying to take more of a professional level of like, trying to be masters of our craft. You know what I mean? Like writing the album, like before we'd go in and be like, Conan would be like, fucking, what solo am I going to do? I don't know. Like, whatever feels good. That was it, and not that that's not happening now, but it's like, what feels good? Like, what feels good? And then let's fucking perfect it.
Okay.
And that, as opposed to just like, I mean, if for example, say you're a baseball player, right? And it's
Yeah.
like your average is like you hit X amount of home runs. It's
Okay.
like, imagine if you just bump that up.
Okay.
And just practice more on that piece. And I guess Slave to the Sword, the difference between Slave to the Sword and both the previous albums, is everything from the ground up. Practicing the way we practiced,
Okay.
the way we recorded, and applying it to the live show, I think, helps.
Do you think that the factor that you guys sign up with Prostate Records influenced in any way on the overall coming out of the album?
Well, we recorded the album like a year ago, and then, yeah, and then I guess.
No, like I think it did. I think it totally did. Like going back to like the advertising and like we didn't have money to like put an ad out in Decibel, and then the thing is like we didn't even have money to buy Decibel magazine, so we'd go in and like just read them there, like And so what I'm trying to say is like I think we overlooked how important those things are because we hardly ever did it. Because you know what I mean? So prosthetic has helped a lot in the sense of getting the band out there. And also our manager too, Marco Barbieri, like he's it's even management. Like that was actually, that was the first stepping stone. Was that, you know what I mean? Management, like we hooked up with Marco, and Marco's helped us out a lot, and the prosthetic, it's like building a good, relationships, you know what I mean? Everybody's got a goal, and that goal is like all very similar, so things work out, so.
Well, that's good to hear. Now, which one was the most difficult part the time to write and record Slave to the Sword?
It was we wrote it in a span of a year or so. I forget exactly the dates, but it's a lot of the songs we've been working on, and we just it wasn't really we didn't really get writer's block for that. We just really spent time on that. I'm not sure how long it took, a year or two.
I mean, what was the question?
I mean, what was the difficult part at the time to write and produce and put together Slave to the Sword?
That's not
crazy.
We didn't write that, but
And we didn't write that shit, but
yeah, that was
it's crazy to play.
interesting arrangement. So yeah, that was unorthodox for us. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, what was hard about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything. Everything because, well, you know what? It was hard, but because we approached it with like a plan of like, hey, let's try to like fine-tune things
Okay.
that we obviously feel we're not like strong in.
Okay.
So a lot of it was like maybe starting from scratch. Like we kind of took a break for like a good month, I think, right? And got like we got new members. The other guys, we parted ways. They're doing their own thing, but yeah, well, the thing that was hard was going out of your way to make, because if you're a perfectionist, that's hard. Like, we're adding stuff now. Like, the album came out a month ago and we're adding things now.
Okay.
Like, we're like, like adding little things here and there.
So I mean, that will say that you guys are not comfortable with how the record came out. It just
I'm scared. I got scared. You scared me. Yes. That was badass. That was badass, dude. I felt like it was Halloween. I felt like I was like Halloween Horror Nights.
So you guys feel that the album is not complete, or it was not feeling satisfied how the result came out?
Jam it out, man. It's like we just keep jamming shit out, and we just.
I think what we're trying to say is like, it was so hard to stop writing.
Okay.
Like it was so hard to stop because it was like, because we were so like, dude, it's got to be like, it's like that. It was like, we had set a deadline, like a year. We gave ourselves a year. We're like, dude, fucking, we're going in at the end of the year. We need to start now. We're giving ourselves 1 year, and it was like we'd jam out, and like every month we'd maybe come up with a song. So we ended up coming out. Actually, when you think about it, the amount of songs that we recorded was almost 12. So that was almost about one song a month that we were kind of like, if you were to kind of split it up. So, yeah, that was the thing. It's like stopping. When you start writing something and jamming it out, it's like, when does it end? when you can just keep. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that also helps with the live show because it's still fresh to people. It's like, what is this song? And it's like, well, here it is, but you haven't heard us do this yet. So yeah. I guess expect that more.
Yeah, we like to add on shit too. We already have, even old songs are fucking just totally fucking different now live. So I don't know. It's just,
yeah, we did. Yeah, it's like 8 or 9 minutes now because we added like this whole intro, but it goes with the song, and it's just cool to jam out this whole fucking.
About that and pretty much the live show and the last song tonight, you guys did kind of a switch. Between each other, the behind the guitar. Where did the idea come from, and how long it take you to perfect it?
We used to do that back then in a H's Flame touring thing we did. Me and Balmore would do that. We got it from Live in Astoria, Steve I DVD. With Tony McAlpine, they do that. They do it a lot better.
Well, I mean, me and him practiced it.
No, it sounds good and it looks good.
I can't do that.
Well, no, me and him, we said we should do it. And we tried it once and it was fucking, we worked. So yeah, and surprisingly, nothing has gone wrong because so much shit could go wrong while doing that. It's gonna be such a faux pas. Faux pas? Is that the word for it? Faux pas.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You guys are from LA, and LA has become, or I guess always has been, this niche, this cradle of amazing bands. And you guys coming from a generation from, bands like Warbringer, bands like Holy Grail, Huntress, of course, and Exmortus.
Yeah.
What LA has to, produce all these bands pretty much almost every time or every generation.
You know what it is? It's because it's fucking, it's a dog-eat-dog world.
Okay.
And I think when you get put in actually, like, Havoc has that song, Under the Gun,
Okay.
right? And it's like, yeah, and he says you got to do what you got to do. I don't know. It's like, I think a lot of bands growing up, or, in that area, and in the major cities in general, I think the major cities, you have to, like, you're pretty much playing to, if like, we don't have jobs, so it's like that forces us, not in a good way. We take it as like we love doing this. So I'm thinking that what I'm trying to say is it produces a lot of good bands because it's tough. So it's like it makes strong bands, in that sense. I think so. That's a contributing factor, not solely the thing. Obviously, there's other, plenty of great bands from everywhere. But I think that's why the major cities. Also, there's a lot of people, so. More people, more bands. Yeah. I mean, but I think there's a lot of little factors, but maybe it's just the amount of people there.
What do you guys think?
Rock and roll.
Yeah, rock and roll heavy metal, dude. Fuck yeah.
It's all heavy metal.
All right.
Jamming out.
Closing up, do you have any last words or any words for the fans out there of Exmortus? Probably the ones that now get converted, the old ones, and the future ones.
Let's party. Yeah, I don't know. Fucking, I hope you guys dig the shit we're gonna write next, and with all the live shows coming up, we got a lot of big shows. We're hoping to go to Europe next year, so keep an eye out for us.
Are you guys writing now?
Well, kind of having trouble right now on the road, but we have a lot of material. Like, you know, we've always been working on since the recording, which has been a year. So I don't know. I mean, we have a lot of shit, but there's nothing, you know, solid yet, because, you know, it's all ideas. You know,
all ideas. Yeah, all ideas. But yeah, I mean, there's just, you know, eventually we'll get to it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Ideas, yeah.
Well, guys, thank you very much for taking the time to speak in here with us at the H Metal. Definitely looking forward for the next chapter. Great show tonight,
Yeah,
and looking forward to see you guys again.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
You will see us.
You will see us.
See you guys soon.